Welcome back to Israel Paul Justice.
Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Maractus was shot in the temple or not.
I thought it was in a park, not in a temple.
Oh,
You went back later?
but really, parks are really a temple of peace.
Temple of Nature.
Yeah.
That chart was dangerous, you understand? I needed to get rid of it. That's why I went that day.
But you couldn't get the chart then, could you?
And later that night, Dr. Maractus was shot. I heard about the shooting, waited a day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place.
Ah, that was you?
Apollo! That sound! It came from behind this door!
Someone's in there. A break-in! They left through that window! So you were the burglar. Bungalow.
That was you too? If only I had one more minute. Then I could have opened that safe and gotten the chart.
What? That's trespassing! And brazen! At that!
Oh, is this a trial for trespassing now? Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know.
Ah! In any case, Mr. Justice, your correct examination!
Admitting a little crime to avoid the big one, eh? Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. Why that day?
That brat was uncontrollable. He was ready to kill. And that would bring in the police. And that chart would become evidence. And I'd be hung out to dry. But the police didn't check the safe, did they?
Well, they thought the crime scene was at the park. I'll make sure the responsible parties feel the heat. Such sloppiness won't be tolerated, y'all. I'm kind of thankful for that sloppiness myself, actually. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. Later?
And I heard what happened. Well, I was too scared to do anything that day. So, I waited until the day after. The 16th, was it? Of course, you and that meddling kid had to go my way.
But why did Dr. Maractus keep that chart around? It was clearly dangerous for him. He could have burned it.
Because he's a coward. The chart was his insurance.
Insurance?
My signature on that chart, to be more specific. That made sure I couldn't betray him.
In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you? But you could have stolen it!
Could have? Is this some new definition of proof?
We'll ask Walkie. He'll tell us! Might I remind you that this is a cross-examination? You might want to keep your baseless theories to yourself. He's right, isn't he? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Yeah, but...
But what? You have nothing to say. This case is over. It was over the moment that brat was seen in the park. What's the point in dragging it out any further?
Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Maractus was shot in the temple or not. The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes?
So it seems.
Let's review the facts again, shall we? If the killer shot from this location, the bullet would have struck our victim square in the forehead.
But he looked over there.
The entry wound was in the right temple.
Yes, we had the testimony on this yesterday. Nope. At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. I thought he was the other way. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look and was shot.
Objection!
But that testimony was proven to be a lie! Our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime, but he was standing to the north, next to the trash can where he tossed those panties. If Mr. Stickler shot it in from this location, the bullet couldn't hit his right temple.
Silly attorney.
What?
Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning?
Do you remember, Trucy?
I always have a glass of milk for breakfast.
What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The panties guy was mistaken.
Objection!
But his location was proven! You can't write that off as him being mistaken!
Objection!
Then why don't you show us, Ed Forehead? Show you what? Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. If the witness panties guy was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim?
But wait! If the witness was standing there, how could anyone shoot the victim in the right temple?
I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing this shiny forehead to show us. If you can, that is. Walkie-Talkie was standing at the killer mark. Leslie Stickler at the witness mark. And of course, Pal Maractus was at the victim mark.
Who's Mark?
Huh.
Let's hear what the defense has to say.
The true killer!
Mark and Frank! Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? At the killer mark.
So where Walkie is standing?
At the K.
That's where Walkie was standing.
Oh, where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? Oh. For it to be the... So we're trying to prove that it was the left temple.
No.
Or was the right temple?
Yes.
So for it to be the right temple, the killer would have had to have been at the V spot.
So the
Oh wait, hold on, wait. If
we
know the witness is there,
yes,
and so
and the witness shouted, causing the victim to look at him.
And then and then that would have caused it to be the left temple that was shot if the killer is standing there. But it's the right temple.
Yes,
we know that for sure. So for it to be possible, the witness, the victim would have had to turn their head, which means that the killer would have had to have been there, and the victim would have to have been there.
But we've proven that that Pal Maractus was the one pulling the stand.
Okay.
Because they found his dead body there.
So then, if he turns, then the killer would have had to have been behind him. He would have had to have been somewhere over here.
So someplace else?
Yeah.
As the facts stand now, we can't explain this crime without contradicting ourselves at some point. But I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location.
Oh my god.
What are you talking about? I don't see any other place.
Apparently, Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it. The back of the noodle stand.
Oh?
Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from?
It's time to raise the roof and the stakes. Huh? Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think? But what if they were a bit more terrifying? Like so.
Double penalty!
If Floyd wishes to take us in a new direction, then he must have to be ready for the challenges ahead. Challenge accepted. It's justice time.
Are you sure, Apollo?
The key is to witness Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that, then we know where he stood. And the victim turned when he shouted. And there's only one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim from here! You're right. The back. The
Fucking
of the
noodle
noodle.
stand.
I believe we all owe a debt of gratitude to Miss Selena Tiala.
What do you mean?
Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time, we were prepared. We know that Wesley Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Wesley Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. He shouted, just as he told us in the testimony. And the victim turned to look in his direction. A shot was fired. The victim was heading the right temple. Oh no! Oh yes! Which direction was his right temple facing at that moment? That's right, toward the noodle stand.
So you're saying the killer was inside the noodle stand?
Let's think about this a bit more, shall we?
Yeah.
You say the killer was inside the noodle stand, which would mean that the victim, Dr. Maractus, came to the park,
Tell me, baby.
wheeling his own murderer in the cart behind him.
I love this.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think you've noticed if you were pulling someone along.
There's something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place? Let's deal with our own problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in the stand? We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us evidence that proves someone was in that stand.
Absolutely vista,
baby. Can I prove that? You want evidence that someone was in that stand? Well,
Someone's in the stand.
yeah.
Someone was in the stand.
Was there evidence on the scene of the crime that doesn't apply to anybody?
There was a missing noodle bowl.
We found those at the Maractus Clinic.
Was there? Go to the evidence. I can't quite remember. No. A knife.
Knife.
That came from the noodle stand.
No.
Okay, never mind. Keep going.
It's Walkie's knife.
Victim died pulling. Okay, no. Oh, wasn't the noodles the noodle spelled backwards? That has nothing to do with it.
No.
No. No. No. No. No. No. No. No. So no, we don't. Unless I'm a fucking idiot. Evidence that proves that someone was in the noodle stand?
Yeah.
And it's in here?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, go back through. Quick. No.
Okay, so something that's at the scene of the crime we have not
Talked about yet?
well, in the courtroom, yes, we have not talked about it.
The lamp.
That was not at the scene of the crime.
The knife.
We talked about that, and it was Walkie's knife, and he was holding it.
The stand itself.
We did talk about the stand and what position it was in, but
The gun.
the gun.
The
gun-
sandals. No! The slippers!
No! Oh, we're not there yet. I've got it! I've got it right here.
Intriguing. Let's see what you got. Show us proof that someone was hiding in the noodle stand.
The Maractus Clinic. And they're covered with paint. These slippers were found in the trash can near this crime scene. And a single slipper print was found at the scene. Right next to the noodle stand! Oh, and Miss Tiala? Your toe print was found on the left slipper. In other words, act a little bit more surprised, Alita, okay? This is proof that you were inside that noodle stand! Thank you.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, ow, ow, oh, ow, ow, ow!
Oh, these are hot rocks. These rocks are hot.
Yet there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. Can this be called a footprint in good faith? Observe the diagram! A park pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. A slipper wouldn't leave a trace on a cobblestone path! Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, yeah? Why not? You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on the stand and simply fell on the ground? That's just dumb! One more thing. A noodle stand is typically cluttered with the tools of the noodle making trade. There's no room for a person to ride in there.
You have a point! Could someone have hidden in that stand? Apollo, I think I might be onto something.
Huh?
I think I figured out one of our pieces of evidence. In order to make room in the stand, some things would have to be... Well, Mr. Justice, do you have proof that someone could have hidden in the stand?
I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear space in that stand.
Scheme. They took out one noodle bowl.
Not one, but several. But
Oh yeah, a whole stack of noodle
there was a
bowls.
shit ton of them. This is a noodle bowl from the stolen Eldoon's Noodles noodle stand.
Yes, and what about it?
We discovered a large quantity of these bowls yesterday. In the lobby of the Maractus Clinic.
Holy shit, a large quantity of noodle balls in the victim's clinic?
Mr. Eldoon was very clear about those bowls.
Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there too.
Yet the bowls were removed! That night, there was space inside that noodle stand. Space created at the Maractus Clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Alita Tiala.
Stop! I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. They're worse lies. They're worse lies than that spoiled brat's pickup lines.
I would like to remind the witness of her current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent.
Show me an innocent. I'll show you a fairy tale.
In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness had both a motive and an opportunity to kill Dr. Maractus.
More fairy tales. The whole trial's a fairy tale.
Then please pull us back down to reality. Oh, there goes gravity, Miss Tiala. I'm giving you one last chance to
Right, my love.
explain yourself, Mom Spaghetti.
This is it. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand that night? And what was Alita Tiala doing inside it? Time to get to the bottom of this case.
Oh, that night, I went to ask Dr. Maractus for their chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kataki family's hands. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. Oh, for some reason he thought that Katakis had sent me. So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him.
You knew about the botched operation, so you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself.
I won't make excuses. And I did warn the good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that Brat got his health checkup report. And that he was coming to settle the score.
Ah, I see. Very well, Mr. Joseph Spaghetti.
Yes, Your Honor. This is the last testimony. Either I perceive the truth, or it's over.
Oh, I feel like I'm in a fugue state.
Yeah. That night I went to ask Dr. Ractus for the chart! So you did go steal that chart.
Were you listening? I said I asked him for it.
The victim was a man in good health. I don't see how she could have coerced him.
True, it would have been impossible without a pistol. But what if she did have a pistol?
I'll admit I wanted the chart. That much is true. My reason was simple.
I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kentucky family hands. It certainly would have put a damper on your wedding plans, I'd say.
Not only that, if the Kitakis had gotten that chart, I'd probably be with Dr. Maractus now, pulling that great noodle stand in the sky.
It seems our witness was in the fix as well.
Who would want to die pulling a noodle stand? When I die, it'll be my disappearing mysteriously in the middle of a magic act.
Could we be a little less morbid, please?
So you see, I needed that chart.
Chart. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. He didn't understand?
He wouldn't listen to a word I was saying. The moment he saw me, he started to tremble. I thought, what a sad excuse for a man. Oh,
Please don't smile like that anymore. It's creepy.
he was practically delusional.
For some reason, he thought the Kentuckys had sent me! They sent you?
He thought the Kitakis had sent me to get the chart.
It makes some sense. You are their son's fiancé.
Don't make me laugh. The Kitakis send me? Oh, they don't play that way. If they'd known about that chart, they would have gone in there with guns blazing. But I couldn't convince the trembling doctor otherwise.
So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him. If that was really all that happened, what were all those noodle bowls doing there?
How should I know? There weren't any bowls when I went. I know that much.
Oh.
Why don't you let me be and go look for your killer someplace else, alright?
Do I detect uncertainty there? It's my last chance.
Apollo! Any word from your bracelet?
Yeah, actually. I felt it respond.
I couldn't see a thing. It's up to you, Apollo.
Time to perceive the truth. Here comes justice. Alright, what am I perceiving? So, like, what is the suspicious statement?
That night, I went to ask Dr. X for the chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kentucky family's hands. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. For some reason, he thought the Kentuckys had sent me. So, I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him. Bullshit.
Particularly what part?
Well, let's look around at her fucking ring. So I gave up and went home. Can we move to her hand? All I did...
To this hand?
No, to the one with the fucking ring. Is that not up? Oh, her finger's trembling now. Okay, go. Okay, let's go back through. That one!
Oh, all I did was talk to him? Yeah, right. All I did was talk and lie.
What? Show me proof.
I'm pretty sure about this one. I think I'm getting the hang of this. A little slip in confidence and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala.
Oh.
All I did was talk to him, you claim. Yet you can't hide your own nervous twitch when you say those words.
My twitch? What are you talking about?
You have a habit of scratching the area of your neck around the edge of your scarf.
What?
This is working better than I hoped. Your unconscious actions tell the truth she won't say. Habits and lies. 2 dots. Connect the dots and find the truth.
Oh, don't look at me like that. I told you the truth.
It seems that when you recall what really happened in that office, you can't keep your hands off your neck, can you?
Or
It seems that nervous habits
die hard.
are unconscious reactions that manifest when someone is trying to hide something. You can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim in the Maractus Clinic office. And I've got proof that shows exactly what happened. What happened?
Oh, what happened?
Yeah.
A big skirmish.
A skirmish? Okay.
And a bullet. There was a shot.
No, keep in mind that...
Oh, that happened after. What happened?
No,
Oh.
that happened before.
She stashed the fucking balls in there.
Keep in mind that she tugged on her scarf.
Yeah.
Alright?
Doug,
Which means...
she was fucking lying.
Okay, which
means she never encountered Dr. Mirac.
No.
She
When
seduced him.
When she thought about the situation, she tugged on her scarf.
Yeah.
Okay? So, given
She
that
wasn't
clue...
truthful.
No! She's recalling that moment.
Yeah.
When she met Dr. Maractus.
Uh-huh.
So, she was tugging on her scarf.
Which means that he choked her
With what?
with the fucking lamp. That's where the red came from. It's fucking lipstick or something. What's that?
You're touching your scarf again.
Oh.
There's something unusual about this lamp. The bulb is broken, and there's a red splotch on the cord.
Ow.
Seeing how you hide your neck, I think I could come up with a plausible explanation for this lamp's state.
I'll spit it out. This talking in circles nonsense is killing me.
Very well. The answer is very simple, Miss Alita Tiala. Please remove your scarf!
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
What the fuck was that, Airhead? This is a child that determined what happened in that park. Yet we seem to have drifted off target. We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting. As soon as the witness removes her scarf.
Oh. I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party. You can't order me to remove my scarf.
Miss Tiala. I'm afraid you've forgotten what's already been proven.
What?
You're hardly unrelated. Please remove your scarf.
No. No!
I knew it. So I was right, wasn't I, Miss Alita Tiala?
Your neck!
You're back!
Your pussy and your crack! That isn't what I think it is!
Something did happen that night at the Maractus Clinic! You needed to get that chart back no matter what it took. Even if you had to steal your fiance's pistol to do it.
But wait! Looking at this lamp and the witness's neck, it looks like the very opposite happened.
Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness. Specifically, you tried to threaten Dr. Maractus and he attacked you. That's what happened that night at the Maractus Clinic!
Damn it! Oh, I'm sick of this shit! Yelling, trial in, trial out, meltdowns, diversions, order!
Honey, are you right?
I will be later.
Ooh.
Will someone
Dessert.
please tell me what the bloody hell really happened, for fuck's sake?
I told you the truth already, Frank. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Maractus. Oh, that gangster knows everything. He's coming for ya.
Looks like my clinic's seen its last patient.
We have to get rid of that chart. Quick! Open your safe. Give it to me.
So you can save your own skin?
What?
I know what you're up to. You want in with the family. And if they dare, and if they see that chart, you're finished.
Oh.
Leaving me holding a short straw. But if I'm going down, I'll want some company. You! And what happened next?
He jumped at me and knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord and strangled the shit out of me. Palmaractus was serious. Deadly serious. He really tried to strangle me. But he's an idiot because he did it like fucking backwards.
Ow.
I must have blacked out.
That's why I survived. You didn't know how to strangle people.
You're choking me from my fucking neck, my spine.
I am thinking of a tune. It's a pretty nice tune.
So, you were the victim.
Oh, and the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick.
I didn't want to remember that night. That's why I didn't bring it up. There. You happy now? Oh. I was out cold. Almost killed. And you claim I then snuck into that noodle stand? But how could I?
We'll find out how she could have snuck into the noodle stand in. Next episode. So thank you for watching this episode of It's a Tony. Make sure to like, subscribe, and notify something up, which is.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.